Why am I so short? Oops. What did I do wrong? Hello. My whole screen is causing the camera to be up. What's up? How you doing? Hey, everybody. I have a cat pulling my earbuds down, so I'm just gonna not listen to music. Can you guys even hear me? Oh, you can hear me? You guys can't hear the music. No, you can hear the music. Okay, good. I've got like... I've got like 7 audio sources in my OBS, and all of them are muted but 2, but it means I have to scroll through, you know, 5 empty audio tracks that are entirely pointless to be there on my computer. What's up? What's up, Wanapa? What's up, Toon Boom? What's up, Clifford Sage? Hello, everybody. What's up, Awesome Recreator? How y'all doing? Good to have you here. It's been another long day and a list of long days. It's just the year for that, I think, and good to see you all. We're going to work on a little bit more SpongeBob in your life today. I've been working throughout today. What's up? What's up? Good to see y'all. Doing okay. How about you? I'm probably gonna start doing daytime live streams when it comes to work because streaming has become a bit tougher for me to do recently, and it's just a list of things, but it's just a little bit tougher. So I think what I want to do is going forward, kind of come up with a strategy to make sure that I can bring you guys live streams without me necessarily falling asleep after every live stream because I'm out of energy, right? Man, live stream's been getting tough. It's not tough, but you know, just busy. So more than anything, work live streams like this one, I might start bringing during the day. That way, when work is supposed to be done at 5 o'clock, I can actually be done and I can actually relax for the evening. But we are still gonna work today, and I've got a cat who's pulling my earbuds, and I'm gonna pull her out of the way, because she's going to cause problems, and she's going to yell at me and scratch at me, and we haven't clipped her nails in a while, so she will actually hurt me if I'm not careful. Alright, there you go. She's off my lap. No harm, no foul. She didn't meow. You know, if you guys have been here for previous live streams, you know when I take her off my lap, she gets real angry. She does not like that. And as for gaming live streams, we're going to be figuring that out as we go forward. It's getting harder and harder to play SpongeBob games because some of these games are just absolutely impossible to find software nor hardware that works for them. So, I don't know. We'll play some games coming up in the future. I don't know what we're going to be playing. We'll figure it out. Let's jump right into what we want to do for today. So, boom! I've got a shot, and I think immediately you guys are going to look at this and be like, whoa, that's cool, what is this? Obviously, Sandy's Treedome interior, and whoa, the Jonathan man goes into the Treedome. Amazing. It's not really perfectly done. Actually, no, I think that is pretty much done. The thing I have to add is actually a road in front of her house. So that's not done, but it's also not too difficult to add. But I rendered this out, so we're obviously in our animation software right now. That's what we're actually doing today. We're going to be animating. So we have to add in cartoon characters who are going to be walking in right through this door along with me. I'm going to be the last person to enter the door. But we need all the other cartoon characters. Now, as you might notice, that is me in the Treedome, and that's my outfit for the video. I went with probably the simplest outfit I've had for my character. Just a white t-shirt and jeans, but I haven't done that yet, so I thought I'd go for something pretty simple. But yeah, so we're gonna have cartoon characters in here. This is a top-down shot. So, what's up? Good to see you, Daniel. Hello, welcome to everybody who's jumping into the stream. What's up, Jax? Hey, what's going on? So top-down SpongeBob characters are kind of hard to find. My wonderful wife, Katrina, has done an amazing job at finding a bunch of references from the original show of SpongeBob and finding cartoon characters that we're going to be putting here, specifically Sandy, SpongeBob, and Patrick. And she found references of them in a top-down view, which is awesome, because that took her like hours to go through the SpongeBob wiki and actually find good references. I have to find the references. I have them in my folder somewhere. Alright, here we go. So here we got some references of the characters so that we can draw them in the correct poses. And there's a lot of references to pull from here. But our classic, you know, SpongeBob hijinks, there's some really good ones. I mean, we're going to have to pick which ones we kind of use more as reference. But we're going to need top-down views, and so all these are going to be helpful for us as we figure it out. And then there's other things too. So I think Patrick is going to be the hardest one to do. Considering that also it was very difficult for even her to find top-down Patrick, like this might be our best top-down Patrick. It's kind of very rare that they show Patrick at a top-down angle. So yeah, we'll go with that. What's up, Austin? What's up, Lyndon? Welcome. Have a good one, Bacon. Thanks for stopping by. So yeah, we're gonna animate some characters walking in. There's also dialogue in this shot. Let me pull that in because we don't have it in currently. There is some character dialogue that we will need to take care and understand. I don't know how far we're going to get with this shot today. I'm just going to go forward with the work and kind of see how far we get with it. Audio. No, it's going to be into reference files. Reference files, reference audio, and we have... Is this shot 2B? Oh, did I mislabel this here? Yeah, it's supposed to be 2B. Let me listen to this audio. This might be the one I need. You might not hear this. Yeah, okay, that's the correct one. So I'm just gonna drag it in. Oh, it stopped. Wait. Let me make sure I'm on frame number 0. If I'm on frame number 0, then it'll do it correctly. Come on, undo. There we go. Alright. We bring in the audio. And now we have an audio track. Which I rarely do. It's only every time we have to animate voice acting, of course. Where's my... So I've upgraded my program, and now things are like in slightly different spots, so I have to figure out where everything is. Why would Sandy need a dome if she's above land? I asked that exact question in character in the video. The real answer is because without the dome, Sandy's house is just a tree, and it's kind of boring. So we have to recreate the dome because that's what makes the video actually cool to look at. But why does she in the story need it? You discover that soon enough. But yeah, there's no reason. I appreciate that you like the effort that we put into this. So, I think we need to do a quick plan out of what happens just in general. So we're going to have the characters walk in, and I want to figure out where they're going to finally be placed. I don't know if you guys can even... You probably can't even hear the program. So let me see if you can.
Old one.
Okay. Darn tootin'. Took me ages to fix it up just...
It cut out at the end there. She says more.
Wow, Sandy, it looks just like your old one.
Darn tootin'. Took me ages to fix it up just...
Why is it cutting out there? She says just right. You guys can physically see the audio like track continues going, but like it cuts out.
Took me ages to fix it up just...
Nope, that's all we get. Alright. Well, I'll work on, the audio is there just so that we can know about when I have to have the animation pop up in it. So, let's figure out the final poses, I think, first. We could add some more frames. That might just be what's missing, but I don't know why the audio would be going... Oh, it is? Is the audio not... Oh, what frames per second are we on in this document? 30. That's our problem. We're at 30 frames per second, which is not correct. 24, please. Thank you. What does that do to this? Is our reference footage screwed up now? I'm gonna rebring in both of these assets. Now that we're at 24 frames per second. I was at the wrong frames per second. Gotta go back and grab my file here, reference file, and then it's under probably previs videos, and then there we have... Where is it? I swore I put it right here, but maybe I didn't. Maybe it's in... Oh no, it's in renders, because I have two different folders that are very similar to each other. I need to just pick one and continue to use that. So fun fact, I'd actually like to show you the before and after of... I don't have my After Effects open right now, I don't think. Oh, I do! So I can show you the layers that go into this background here. So 3D model, obviously, but the ground is real grass because I'm stepping on the real grass with my real human body there. And so when it comes to the layers that you have here, I can just go like top to bottom and disable them. But we've got like this top layer is the door. I've got my body that kind of overlaps the background area. We have a couple of like leaves that kind of blow up in the breeze here. We have a tree that we then have a secondary animation for that I've animated the leaves in this program instead of actually having them move in 3D because then I'd have to render out a bunch of frames. I have one picture of a tree rendered and then I wiggle it. You can actually see it if I go into the let me drag it in. But the leaves look like they're moving, and that's just because I wiggle the 2D image, you know. So see, those leaves up there are like moving, but it's all fake. I didn't do that in the 3D model. That would take so much, because this one frame of 3D model, which by the way, looks like one of these. It looks like this. Here, this is the 3D render. As you can see, the real grass of the real ground that I'm walking on is what's up, Shanika? Welcome. The real grass underneath is like what we're here. You can tell that there's also something weird going on with the shadows, and that's that I had an actual, in my 3D model, I had a real grass simulation. So I have a bunch of these grass petals, or whatever, grass petals, leaves of grass, and they're all throughout here. So the shadow that's being cast by the actual objects is hitting the realistic grass in the 3D model. So because that's happening, when you overlap these shadows over top of my real-life grass footage, then it actually looks very convincing. But the grass doesn't actually line up. That's the funny fact, right? Like, obviously, the 3D model grass is one grass, and the real-life grass is not going to exactly match up with that, but it just looks convincing to the eye. It makes for some really cool effects. To make it look like the 3D model is actually there on the real thing. Favorite human character, your personal favoritization 2D? Nice. But yeah, so like I can just go through these layers, and you can kind of see. The render was one thing, and then I actually had to reposition how the render went because I didn't like the shape of it. So I repositioned a lot of the elements of the 3D render in this whole thing. And the reflections here is actually just a giant layer of white that I've hand masked to look like reflections. So they aren't 3D rendered either. The glass is painted on, that white glass. And then I have a blue layer to kind of give a skylight thing. And then there's the door, and then there's me. Now what's funny about this shot right here is you might think that, oh great, I got some footage of me on a grass field. No, not even this is fake. Here's what the original footage is. I put my camera on a rooftop, and we got this like back porch area, and the neighbors' stone wall, and some grass here. And so went into Photoshop and patched that all in with a little bit of AI as well, using Photoshop's AI art tool. You can kind of like select an area and say, I want to remove the stuff and put grass there. So you kind of did an AI matte painting, and then there you go. So this is the original footage, which again, this is also color graded. If I remove the color, boom, that's what we got from camera. So this is what we've captured in camera. It's just me walking in a backyard, and then add some color. Add some more color because the grass was so dead. We filmed this like a couple weeks ago, and so spring hasn't fully sprung when we filmed this, and there's a bunch of dead grass. It looked really bad. I didn't like how the dead grass looked, so I brought the browns of the grass, made them more green. I made another color level to even make the browns even more green, and then one more pass just because I didn't like how blue the grass was. The grass was very blue, so I turned the grass much more into a natural color. Then we add the matte painting on top, which was color graded the same color. And then now we go into reverse. Add in the door, add in those fancy highlights, highlights are actually one of the last things I added, but you can see how I have these little streaks of white. And then add in the actual 3D model frame of the glass kind of intersecting with the grass. Add the 3D models of the table and the bird bath. The tree comes in, it's animated. And then we add in the door frame, or we actually added in some extra leaf textures up there. And then me, and then the door one more time. And then boom, that's where we are. Lots of work. I don't know if I can do a before and after of the 3D model, but as you can see, everything is really spaced out and big, but in the actual original 3D model, the door is a lot bigger and the spacing is awkward. Basically, I did the 3D model and then I realized I didn't like it, so I just repositioned stuff in flat 2D. What's up, cool kids? Am I going to be in a spacesuit? We have not filmed anything like that yet. It's actually not currently in the script, but it's something that I've always thought would be really cool, but I don't know, like, that would require getting a spacesuit and stuff like that. And depending on where we're filming a place that I'm not going to mention just yet that happens in the story, I don't know if I want to be wearing a warm spacesuit kind of thing, right? The episode that was the most fun to film was probably episode 6. Because episode 6 was when I filmed with a 20-person crew that was a bunch of college students. And I got, college credit for that. That was probably the most fun. filmed around a college campus, did a bunch of stuff like that. I think episode 6 was absolutely the most fun to film. It was a good one. Alright, let's go ahead and get started. I'm just going to go to the last frame, and I think most of this stream is going to be two things. We're going to just draw the characters, and then after we draw the characters, I'm going to probably do an animatic of like stick figure animation, and then we're going to be done. I'm probably not going to finalize the animation or go to shadows or anything like that today, because it's probably only going to be like an hour-long live stream. So let's go ahead and just jump into it and draw some characters. I think we'll start with figuring out where each character is going to be. Patrick might actually be behind me. So Patrick might enter in from behind. He might be back here. And then I want to have a good, like, when we're zoomed out here, maybe Sandy is overlapped right here. Like, here's Sandy. Just being really blocky here to start. She'd be like that. She will kind of get... I generally like that. And then SpongeBob might be right here. Worst SpongeBob sketch I've ever done. That's kind of good. Maybe SpongeBob could get pushed up a bit more right here. He could be like right there. Do I have any of the DVD box sets? I do not. My favorite SpongeBob episode is Band Geeks. A very traditional answer. A lot of people will say that one, but it's just such a good one. The banana incident was the one bad part, but it was also, you know, considering that I didn't get like permanent damage. It is a fun story, and so I got a good story out of it. But no, it was so fun to film that video. It was great. I think this might generally be good. Maybe Sandy can overlap my real-life self a bit more. But I don't want them to walk too far in. I really think I want them to stay by the door. They're kind of awkwardly in the center of the frame. I was hoping to put them in this right quadrant, but I've already done the 3D model and didn't think far enough ahead. So we're going to be stuck with this. So we'll do that now, maybe with a separate sketch. That'll just kind of a really quick adjustment. We'll pull in some reference images soon and get started to drawing the characters. How's my eye? Thanks for asking. Thank you so much for asking. It is a lot better. Basically, right now, it is actually very clear at the moment. I'm very happy to report that out of this entire week, this very minute, my left eye actually is pretty darn clear, and things are looking good. So that's actually not normal right now. Normally, my left eye has been very blurry compared to my right eye pretty much every day. And I was having this situation happen where every morning that I woke up, there was a chance that I would be in pain for about 20 minutes. Because it was about how carefully I opened my eye. My eyes have been getting very dry in the morning. When I wake up, my eyes are very dry. And if I'm not careful, I might move, if my eyes are closed and I move my pupil underneath the eyelid in the morning, or open it while moving it, I can damage my eye, and it hurts really bad, and then it hurts for like 20 minutes until it heals up. And then the tears, when my tears start going on, the tears actively hurt it more. So I've been very careful to be like, when I wake up, I keep my eyes looking directly forward, inside my skull. I just keep them looking straight forward, and I just all at once open and then don't close it. I don't close it, and I let the tears kind of build up and basically lubricate my eye, actually make it not dry anymore. And then once I'm like fully like, you know, filled with tears in my eyes, I can like blink those tears through, and then that doesn't hurt because I haven't actually like, I haven't pulled that layer of skin off of the eye, or whatever you call that. I guess you'd call that like a I don't know. It's obviously not skin, but it's more of a membrane. Like the membrane of the eye just got like, it'll get pulled off if I'm not careful in the morning because of that dry friction. But recently what I did is I now have this ointment that I put in my eye at night before I go to bed. And in the morning I have eye drops. So if I remember to, or if I'm able to, blindly, with my eyes looking straight forward, I reach next to my cup of water, I drink the cup of water so that I have some like water in my body to like start making some tears, and then I reach next to where that cup of water is and I grab the teardrops, and I unscrew it, and I leave my head up, and I try to put the teardrops in, and then I open it, and then that saves me the time of waiting for my tears to start going up. Now I can just like open my eye and there's liquid right in there with the teardrops. So teardrops have been very good, but Winnie Winnie started the habit of waking me up at like 7 a.m. or 6 a.m. Like today, she woke me up at 6:30 because she has to go potty. And so she's like, I gotta go pee right now. There's no time to wait. I have to go pee right now. And so, man, this is the first time I actually get to show a full body shot of, or not the first time, but it has been a long time since we've shown a full body shot of myself and the cartoon characters with me. So I'm actually going to be doing accurate scale SpongeBob here. Accurate scale SpongeBob, if you didn't know, the top of his head lines up with my armpit. Don't know why I chose that. It just looks good in every other shot. That's the accurate scale SpongeBob in your life. Technically, I move him all over the place depending on how much of my body. If you can't see my knees, then I fake him up to like this height, you know? You'll see in certain shots of SpongeBob in your life, if he's up to my shoulders, then he's floating. He's floating if he's up to my shoulders. He shouldn't be that tall. But his accurate scale with his cartoon proportions is to put him right here. He also might need to be a little skinnier. Yeah, okay. Zoom out a bit. He's gonna be the easiest one to do here just because he's box. It's Patrick that I'm really worried about, and what I'm really like. Patrick and Sandy are what I mainly was excited to have when Katrina found all that reference footage. Also, he's not gonna be a perfect box. I do need to like move forward his body. He's a big boy, I know. Like he's so wide that there's an awkward situation of animating him going through like doorways if you see him front on. Like he is the width of a door, you know? He doesn't fit into a human world at all. Putting him this big, he doesn't fit. I'm wearing glasses in here. I'm not sure which one you're referencing, but I'm wearing glasses. These are some tasty crackers. What? For some reason, the entire folder of my top-down references just somehow got undone. I think I accidentally did Control-Z on my Windows File Explorer instead of the program. And it just said, okay, cool. You no longer have these images anymore because you just recently put them into your computer. Thanks. Alright. No. Okay. Interesting how they're doing the nose. This is it's actually really interesting to see. So they actually did a very normal rectangle for SpongeBob here, which means I might be on the right track. I might be on the right track here. What else do we got? This is one that looks almost like normal SpongeBob because he's... Now, granted, he's looking up at the tree, so we might do this. We might have him actually be tilted up. Or we might, like, go from one to the other. You can see with it, like, 7 pixels. This is a much more exaggerated one. Yeah. Can I skew this? If I skew it, it almost ends up making what I actually want it to look like. This might be the one we have to use for Patrick, and it's not... like... Patrick can be really tough. Sandy is... Yeah, Sandy's pretty tall. Can I go ahead and Control B, which turns this into a bitmap, and now I can just eraser tool, and I only want to keep exactly like this portion, so I should be able to click everything else in there. Same thing with this. We can use both of these as reference, because Sandy is something we're going to draw in a second. I do not want to erase anything else. Alright. Speaking of 2023, do you still have the original footage from the first SpongeBob Real Life episode? I do not. I've tried looking for it. Because I think the earliest blooper I have is from episode 2, and I saved those to a bloopers folder. Most of the bloopers that you guys saw in that bloopers video I posted like 5 years ago was not me going through old footage documents, with the exception of like episodes 4, 5, and 6. Episodes 4, 5, and 6 I had the entirety of when I made that bloopers reel. But episodes 1, 2, and 3 I did not have any of. Well, no, I did have only the bloopers. So when I worked on those early videos, I saved those funny clips because I'm like, maybe someday I'll have a blooper reel. I don't think I saved anything from episode 1 though, which is why episode 1's like fully gone. It's maybe on a computer somewhere, but I have no idea where. Do I want to use the SpongeBob here? It's a pretty good one. In fact, it's a better one than this one is. So we're gonna go... That's actually a really good SpongeBob. This might be the one we actually utilize as a reference point. It's funny because it's... like, very normal. It kind of just... You could barely tell that it's 3D if you just look at it on its own. Or not 3D, but like as a top-down angle. If I just put this next to me, does this look good? Let's put a little sponge boy next to me. I don't know. I kind of love that. 1 million slightly discounted Krabby Patties. Nice. Or the farther away we put him from me, the better. In fact, let's just really take this down. This feels like when you find a picture of SpongeBob and you want to cut him out on like a piece of paper. Like this is what I'm doing right now. Alright, there we go. Oh, yeah, because that's the scale of SpongeBob. He's so giant. He's like 2 of my shoulder widths. He's huge, but if we put him a little bit farther away from me, then you can't tell how awkward of a size he is. I'm gonna turn off my other reference. Do I like that? I don't know. Comparing that to what happened over here. What happened to my boy? My boy, can I... Yes, I can reveal more! Good! It's all preserved. Oh, you can only do that in Animate. And then... Group this one. Let's put them side by side. What's this gonna be about? Sandy's Treedome and also Sandy's Rocket is basically the duo concept of this episode. I think I like seeing the top of his head more. Yeah, that's what this whole shot was meant to be. It's supposed to be this cool bird's eye view shot. So we're gonna not use you. We're gonna keep you to the corner just in case, but for the most part, I'm expecting to do this. So I kind of want to copy and paste this and get 2 different versions of the cutout. One focusing on SpongeBob and one focusing on Sandy. No, there we go. And now we have the Sandy one. And I don't know if I'm gonna have her be wearing her helmet from the start of the video or not. I know that we have a sequence very soon in the video where she is wearing her helmet, so maybe she'll just wear her helmet for the whole darn thing, and who knows. What's up, Orange? How you doing? AI generated sponges on the top of your live section right now? Yeah. That's probably the most popular SpongeBob-based like live stream thing out there right now. Yeah, so that's basically they're cheering the house. And then Patrick would enter in from the back. I think this might be our 3 references. I don't really think I like this one. This is way too flat, unless I rotate it a bit. And then Patrick is basically the same height as me. Which makes him big too. He's giant. Alright, do I like that? Man. Maybe we push Sandy further. Like, she might walk all the way up here. And then Patrick would be, like, right there. This is a really good way to test this. I'm gonna put them on different layers so they can stop interacting with each other, because right now they're interacting in bad ways. You're totally not dancing to the song playing. Oh shoot, that overlapped the SpongeBob. Oops. Alright, well, we'll go ahead and put these on different layers here. So, boop. And then bring back more of my Sponge Boy, please. Thank you. When did this get put on my playlist? I don't recognize this, but I like it. Alright. So... am I happy with that? Let's copy this, put it on its own layer. We'll delete it first. Paste. The SpongeBob will be back here. Start naming these layers. SpongeBob reference, really. It's not really like this is the final version of it. SpongeBob ref. Sandy ref. And then Patrick ref. Alright, we'll put Patrick from the back, and let's just see if I generally like that. It looks pretty good. I might move Sandy a tiny bit and be like, she'd be like right here or something. But considering in my animation her arm is going to be down, this will show a lot of Patrick. And this allows the characters to not have to, like, walk in and then, like, come around the edge here. I didn't want to, like, rotate them and do anything weird like that. But do I like this instead? This is the big question. Is that better? I'm definitely not using this SpongeBob, so I can cut him out. You know how Waldo's in episode 2? What if that's Jonathan in the future? I know, right? Like a time-traveling Jonathan who had to wear a Waldo costume for some reason. I've had literally the same thought. I have had the same thought of, what if we did a time travel episode? And I went back in time, and I was in the background of the previous episode. Like, I've had this thought. And it would be so cool. And then, like, that's how we could explain it, is that I was Waldo somehow. But I'm like, why in the world am I wearing a Waldo costume? Like, what's going on? A watermelon. But yeah, I've had that same thought, and I thought, you know, maybe we could do something with that. I've always wanted to do a channel chasers thing with SpongeBob in Your Life. But that's like, then you have to figure out how to do that well. Maybe we'll just do it as some YouTube shorts. Actually, I think I just live talking about this out loud with you guys figured out what I want to do now. Yeah, I think we're gonna do a channel chasers thing through YouTube shorts. I think I've just decided that. I think in general, shorts have been a lot easier to make, and then they do really well for us, and they hit the channel very well. So I think we're going to be making more shorts. And probably what I'm going to be doing is starting to live stream more of us making YouTube shorts, because if I live stream myself making a YouTube short, then, especially if I live stream during the work day and not like overnight, you guys could straight up watch me make a full piece of content. Like, you could be with me from start to finish as I do something that goes up onto the YouTube page. So we're soon going to be getting into that a bit more. I think right now we're really just focused on getting this video done because the channel's kind of dead, really. JJ's Films is really dead right now. And we want to get this video out. We also want to get some shorts out. And so we're going to start working towards that. But at the end of the day, while it's dead, we might as well just work on the big project. And then once this big project is getting close to completion, we can start doing a bunch of shorts, helping revitalize the channel again. And then once those shorts have brought the channel back to life, we post this video, and then we post some like higher quality shorts. And then I have no idea what we do after that. I don't know if after this video I have it in me to make another like big long form video for a while, because this one legitimately has taken a year. But I think we'd probably be focusing more on shorts after that point. Alright, between the two, I do think this Patrick is better. So let me just double check all the other references she found. We might just have these on the side. Oh no, there are still some good things, because I want to have like Sandy's arms going down, which we have a little bit of references of as well. And good. I'm just going to reference these on my top screen as I move through, because she found a lot of great stuff. My wife is awesome, and she's such a great person to work with. Alright, so we're going to save, because I'm going to remember to save today. And then I could just trace. But we're going to be a bit better than that. We're going to be a bit better than tracing. Mainly because I actually can't just trace, because I kind of need to have much more control over it. So we're just going to focus on SpongeBob first. Alright, wait, what's that? What else is in here? We have this? Metal yet. Yeah, the Demon Core video did so darn well. I want to do more of those, because that one took me 2 days to do. I was able to finish a whole darn piece of entertainment media that's gotten millions of views in 2 days. And that was 3D modeling and animation and all that stuff. And that's awesome. But I don't remember the line. It's already been like half a year since that video came out. Okay. I think I'm going to add a little bit of, like... Wait, where's my original reference? That doesn't matter. We're going to add a little bit of curve to him. So he's going to, like, kind of be... Oh, maybe the curve doesn't make sense. This might be why they chose to not go with it. Yeah, this might be why they went with a straight line. Now that I'm actually starting to work on it, I'm like, oh, the curve really doesn't make sense in this angle. There's 7 people. Yeah. Yep. 7. I appreciate all of you 7. Recreate more SpongeBob memes. So, like, workshop with me here, because I don't see what the value is of that if I'm just going to be reanimating something that's already in animation. We might as well just, like, cut the character out at that point. Like, why are we putting the work into animating? Like, how can we make something that's entertaining if we are just doing a SpongeBob meme? Like, workshop with me here. What do you think would be something fun for the JJ's Films channel to do? Because I've thought about that. I'm like, how could we do something based off of the real show? How could we, you know... Part of me is just like, we could try to just reanimate SpongeBob moments, but put them into a real-life background. But that feels cheap, especially because, I mean, at the end of the day, like, the animation already exists, so, like, why are we just redoing something that already exists? Unlike when we do, you know, an animation parody, like, we're doing something new in that situation. When we do a movie trailer parody, SpongeBob has never done those motions. You know, that's a brand new animation. But if it's SpongeBob matching a pre-existing SpongeBob animation, like, I don't know what the value would be there. Please tell me this. Maybe I could animate, like, other SpongeBob YouTuber content. Like, there's the puppet guy who did the Have a Bowl, Mr. Squidward. I could just do, like, animated version of that, maybe? That could be funny. The curve actually kind of does work, I just have to make the other side match. It's reaching the 20th anniversary, so you should make the office it. Oh, that's brilliant! What date is that? Yeah, no, are you kidding? That is just like I did the intro to remember my April Fool's video, the intro to Full House. Yeah, that would go viral. Is it really 20 years since The Office came out? That's wild. Is it really 20 years since The Office? What? It came out in 2004? I know it was like that OG of a show. I thought that was like a 2010 show, which still makes like 14 years old if that were the case, but I still thought it was that. Well, when did its last season air? So it started in 2005, which kind of makes sense with its music choice, and also it makes sense for the fact that I'm now realizing how many like internet pieces of media at that time used music similar to The Office. There was a little Flash animation I watched back in the day called the Daily Life of Spaz or something. Like the character's name was Spaz, and A Day in the Life of Spaz or something like that. It was this really simple Flash animation with like a set of like standard kind of characters. It was a silly little thing, and I liked it as a kid. And there was only like 7 episodes. It was literally like some guy's, you know, Flash animation. But the intro to his animation, he had an intro tune, which, by the way, who the heck does that anymore, right? Like, that's such an old school thing. That's such an old school thing to have, like, in your internet media is an intro. Nobody does intros anymore. That's not good for the algorithm. It's not good for retention. But his intro had music that was just like The Office music. I don't know if it really was The Office music, but it had like the same kind of vibe. And that was early 2000s. That was, you know, so I guess if that was an inspiration beforehand, now I can realize, oh yeah, I guess the timelines really do line up. But that wasn't the only thing. I think a lot of people, a lot of early 2000s media had that kind of styling to it. So that makes sense. But when did the final season of it come out? How long running was that show? Alright, I'm realizing I probably want to do line work at some point. I don't know if I want to keep the brush strokes the whole way. But maybe. Oh, do I just want to fill it? No. Alright, wait. Let's undo it. Alright. So as a start, pretty good. Pretty good. I don't know if I should be able to bring my regular... Man, nothing that I have of my SpongeBob model is going to work here. Everything I bring in... Now, something I will do is I'm going to bring out my SpongeBob model, because we might end up utilizing parts of it to make it look more like it fits within the same scene. One thing I don't really, like... I want to make sure that the character looks like it's the same character and not just like an entirely new drawing of the character. If that makes sense. But by taking elements from my original SpongeBob model, then we can at least make it look like this all comes from the same, you know, quality level. So I'm just gonna go into here, and we'll go with the flip holes. Take that. And paste it. You could reanimate Rickroll. Yeah, I guess just standard memes like that could be redone like that. Several covers of SpongeBob singing. True. I mean, but so I don't even know if I want to do. There's a lot of AI covers. I don't know if that's the way to go though. Maybe it is, but people didn't really watch our My Way video. Maybe that's just because that's a song that people didn't care for. I thought that, like, because the original video of the My Way cover, like, so many views on the original, and then people didn't watch our version, which was a YouTube short. And maybe that's the difference, is that people didn't want to wait while they're watching a YouTube short. They didn't want to wait for the song to properly get started. But so I don't know if the AI covers are the way to go. Alright, come on, let me click it. Let me click it. $2013 is when it came out now. Oh man, over the last part of that season came out. Interesting. I'm gonna just make a little puppety thing here. Just wiggle warp it into place. Probably have to do some customization in a second. So this is obviously way faster than just drawing squiggles myself. But more importantly, it's gonna look way more professional. Because the squiggles are now going to actually have, you know, that nice line work. And I'll have to position them a bit better in a second, because they're not perfect. Can you hear how tired I am? And make me some money. Oh man. Alright. We might literally only draw SpongeBob today. I might just I'm gonna have to do a work stream during the day someday soon. In fact, not gonna lie, almost all of my live streams soon might become work streams. Do you guys have any video games you'd like to see me play on stream? Just give me some requests right now. You finally get the opportunity to. I always tell you guys, no, we're playing SpongeBob games. I'm finally giving you the opportunity. What games do you want to see me play on stream? Tell me something fun. Because I'm kind of getting burnt out playing SpongeBob games on stream. It's getting really difficult to keep doing them. You can't just tell you want to see Truth or Square? Ah, fine, I'll do it. But straight up, it's getting hard. Minecraft. Minecraft can be fun for us stream. Minecraft is tough to continuously stream. Again, yeah. Minecraft is tough. I appreciate the request, though. Why Bedrock? Why do you care about Bedrock over Java? Because I love Java Edition. I'd love to like do heavily modded Minecraft is what I'd do. I don't know if I'd want to play regular Minecraft. Like, give me a Feed the Beast pack, and then that would be cool. You guys know what Feed the Beast is? Feed the Beast is like it's a website where you can get like tons of mod packs and stuff like that, and they're all pre-built and really well made. I love mod packs, by the way. When I mod any video game, I do it using mod packs. I have a super heavily modded Skyrim, VR Skyrim on my computer. I also have VR Fallout 4, and both of those are heavily modded. But I didn't do the hard work for it, although I did have to do some hard work, because even in well-done mod packs, you have to do most of the hard work yourself still, which is really funny. Because just setting it up on your physical computer can sometimes be its own chore. But for those, I have mod packs, so other people do all of the tough work of balancing it and making sure that the mods all work with each other and doesn't crash your game, or at least doesn't crash your game often. And so I love mod packs. Mod packs are the way to go with any modding thing ever. SpongeBob Master and Spog are in the chat. Because you want to play with me, that's why you want me to do. I gotcha. Yeah, I mean, maybe someday we'll do the Minecraft server thing. I have no idea when. I have no idea when that will make sense to do. Is this on the same layer? It is. That's troublesome. So we're gonna move that to a new layer for a second. Would you guys have any interest watching me play games that I, for example, I've never played Fortnite. Would you guys want to see me play Fortnite? And or more, I have played this in the past, but I could play it some more. Fall Guys, or the Steam version, which is, what is it called? There's the, Topple, no, not Topple, that's the game I work on, Topple Tactics. Stumble Guys. And why is this line is so curvy curve? There we go. I'll just straighten that out. Oh, that did not give me the effect I wanted. Gosh. This whole line is screwed up. You're learning to animate, you're doing Aqua Teen Hunger Force animation. That's cool. Those are some complex character designs you're going with. Did you find somebody who made like models online that you can use? That's the way to go. When I first started learning this stuff, like that was how to learn how to actually set up a character model is so much easier when you can look online and find. And it's tough actually. It's very tough to find people who have pre-built models. The easiest way to do it is when you find pre-built models of a specific cartoon. You know, like, oh, the fan makers... Like, there's somebody who made a Amazing World of Gumball model that works just like, you know, for example, I've got this model that I made of SpongeBob. I made this model. I didn't download it from somebody else. I made it. And it's got all the right layers that you want, and it's got the nested, like, mouth poses and stuff like that. But to know how to make this, you gotta kind of look at other things and know what are the smartest ways to organize it. Like, just the organization of a character model is big for how easy it is to work with and how long it takes you to actually work with it going forward. And so, yeah, if you're working with Flip-A-Clip, though, that's hand done, man. Good luck to you, my friend. That's gonna be some hard work for you. Especially with the character designs. Flip-A-Clip with Aqua Teen Hunger Force, that's gonna be tough. I bet you, well, I guess maybe the early seasons of that show, maybe the first season, I don't know how old that show is, but that first season might have been like that. I probably could copy this and do it for the back, but we're going to go ahead and do a squiggle. Alright. Pretty close. I'm just going to stretch it so it hits the position we need. Good. We're going to put another line on top of it. So this is a trick I always do to just have an intersection point for the line. Dude, I want to play this game on stream. Oh, dude, imagine if I could play Nintendo 64 games on stream. I would freaking love that. Go back to some old school games. Oh, that would be great. You know what game I've never played that actually might be really fun to play is the game with the like the hood, the kids on rollerblades, and they spray paint stuff and they run away from the police. What's that game called? It's like really stylish, a super stylish game. You guys know what I'm talking? No, not Subway Surfers. No. I'm talking about PlayStation game, like PlayStation 1. It's like, come on, one of you guys know what I'm talking about. It's not Subway Surfers. Jet Set Radio, I think is what it's called. Jet Set Radio? Yeah, Jet Set Radio. I don't know if you guys heard about this. It's a game from the year 2000. Yeah, Jet Set Radio, SpongeBob Master, you're on it. Jet Set Radio has really awesome music. It might be really jank. I only know it for its music, but its music is very fun. I don't know. I've also, considering that how many old school games I've been playing, and they're all been SpongeBob games, I might just also be looking through rose-tinted glasses of being like, maybe all games are going to be like this. Old games are old after all. Keep one, watch one, burn. And, oh, you know, watch one once and burn one. Five Nights at Goofy Goobers, Spider Bob, Full Pineapple. It's Full Pineapple. You got two of my videos, and then I don't even know what the last one is. You were Dreamcast? That's fun. Dreamcast is... I didn't ever play Dreamcast. Alright, so now we're going to go ahead and unlock that layer, whatever it is. I believe this is the same layer as the colors. Okay, good. So I'm just going to take all of these dots, and we're going to warp them into place. That way, the SpongeBob model looks accurate. Even if it's, you know, obviously a different pose, I'm keeping the character model accurate to himself within my media. That's probably a good scale. And we'll just wiggle everything in place. Let's see. Like that. So obviously less drawing and more just like shaping. Which is probably what the rest of the character is going to be like. So as you kind of... you guys get to join me for this and know that this is going to be more time to finish it later. Day 3 of rain. Like in real life. It's been a lot of rain, hasn't it? I got to do a 3D scan of myself today. Because you have to have good overcast kind of lighting to get that. Because in this video I'm going to be using a 3D model myself for one portion. Let me show this to you guys. It's on my phone. Because that's how you. There's a wonderful app if you guys want to 3D scan anything. By the way, if you've got a phone, you should check out this app. I think you can do a couple scans for free. I have the paid version because to actually download your 3D models, you have to have like the paid version. And obviously, I'm using them in Blender and I'm using them for like an official thing. So I need to be able to download them, so I have the paid version. But you can get the free version. But so I basically had Katrina, you know, take a bunch of pictures of me doing like A posing. So she just like cycled around me and did a bunch of photos. And then, using those photos, and I realized half of those probably didn't load for you guys. Using those photos, the app went in and turned that into a 3D model. And so if I can... Oh, the grass is getting green screened. That's really funny. So here we go. It's gonna be really hard to... I'm just gonna... Come on. Get over here, Jonathan. There we go. It's 3D. Now it's actually, I mean, I can't show this, but it's really... I forgot that I can actually access this website on my computer. I probably should. Let me see, can I... Is it even going to be on the computer? Because I don't know if... And the app is called Polycam. I guess I should explain that. It's called Polycam, like polycamera. Like polygon and then camera. So Polycam, can we see if it's already on the computer? Yes, it did. So this is way faster for me to show you, and way more clear. I can just show you. Why is my Spotify broken? What did I do to deserve this? Okay, there we go. It's back. Granted, it takes forever to load these on the computer. It loads way faster on the, So here we go. Now, as you can see, my face is really messed up. It's kind of plus and minus on how good the 3D scan is. I've got like 2 noses. It's really... it's really jank. And it's also hard to control. Do I right-click here? What do I do? Oh, yeah, right-click. Okay. Very jank. Very jank. But I have a perfectly scaled model of myself now, even if it's low quality. And I can go in now and make a high-quality 3D model of myself in Blender. So this is basically a reference. More than anything else. Also, it really scuffed up my my hands. I'm missing like some fingers. But I'm actually pretty impressed with the jeans and the shirt. It did mostly a good job with the jeans and the shirt. I don't know where the rotation point is right now. Probably the center screen. So yeah, boom, there we go. We're at the rotation point. Like the jeans and the shirt, pretty good. Pretty good. My arms and pretty much anything that's actually human really screwed up. So. The funny thing, though, is I have, in this program, I still have all those original photos, so I can take those photos and reproject them as new textures in Blender, which is probably what I'm going to end up doing, is making a new 3D model matched to this, and reproject those textures. But, yeah. And the reason you want to do it in Overcast is because even today was not overcast enough, because this dark shadow on my chin looks too obvious when you put different lighting on it. My face looks so screwed up there, it's really funny. But yeah, what's that? So SpongeBob. I've gotten almost nothing done. I've gotten nothing. It's been Alright, well, I think we can go ahead and combine all these lines now. So I think... Take this layer, and take that layer, and take that layer. And cut them all out. And paste them. And that is the start of our Sponge Boy. It is the Treedome, yes. It looks so pretty, but these things take forever. Well, I hope this video comes out this year. No, man. That's not the layer I wanted to fill. Oh, man. Whew, come on. Okay. So, I really wasn't prepared to stream today either. I wasn't ready to stream yesterday. I wasn't ready to stream today either. So you guys didn't give me any game requests. I think we're just gonna be chatting for the rest of the stream. We're gonna chat and then we're gonna do the SpongeBob art for the stream. I kind of just had to close it out. My apologies, but man, life is getting lifey. Life is getting lifey, and I'm just tired at the end of every day. And I'm just like, can I just lie down? And me and Katrina have been playing a lot of Stardew Valley recently. Here, 1 second. Here's what I'm gonna do. 1 second. Let me play some different music. Ah, there we go. Relaxing. Relaxing. Alright, let me set the scene here. We're just gonna chat for a bit. And make my background look nice and coherent. I like when both doors are closed. It makes it all look very flat and nice. Wow, my Spotify is so broken. What's up? Hey, how you doing? How's the J Chase fam doing? How's the J Chase fam? You talking about like everybody in here? The J Chase fam is doing well. We got, Katrina's doing great. So me and Katrina have been playing a lot of Stardew Valley recently, and I have been loving it. Oh my gosh, Stardew Valley is it's like Minecraft meets Animal Crossing in a way, and it's so relaxing. It has been so fun. For the past couple of days, I've actually been playing a lot of Overwatch recently because they've had their April Fool's update, and Overwatch's April Fool's update is awesome because what they do each year is they just add a lot of funny things into the game. And so one of the big things they do is all the character dialogue is replaced by, not all of it, but some of the character dialogue is now added where it's just funny versions of the dialogue, where the characters get very meta and they reference that they're in a video game. It's very funny. And if that was all it was, then that'd be funny. And they also have these giant googly eyes, so as you're walking around in this first-person shooter, everybody else has all these googly eyes that are spinning around and all that stuff. It's really funny. But they do go above and beyond. They had this thing called... They called it the Balanced Overwatch Patch. And the joke is that it's entirely unbalanced. And so it's really, really funny. But they did some ridiculous things. They made one of the biggest characters in the game, this giant tank. They made him super tiny. His name is Mauga in the game, but they call him Smallga. And he's just this tiny. They made him really small. They made another character really big. Bring back the Discord and Jackbox games. You're asking me to bring back the two things that caused me the most pain in this live streaming career. It's the moderation, man. I can't moderate people. I'm not a moderator. I just can't do it, and I feel bad just leaving it to other people. I know that they were fun, and they had great value, but they also brought much pain. So, respectfully, I gotta decline. That's also why I haven't started the Minecraft server yet, because I'm like, oh, the moderator. I swear, if I start a Minecraft server, the first thing that's gonna get built is a swastika, and I know that that's the case. That's the case in every freaking Minecraft server. Some dumb kid walks in let me grab some dirt and make the little Nazis like that. That's the first thing that happens every single time. I'm like, how do you moderate? I'm gonna have to pay people. It's I'm gonna have to find some Minecraft moderators who know how to do it already, and they can moderate the server full time for however long that we're running it. And that's gonna be expensive. I need at least a minimum of 3 moderators. And you'll be a mod. That's good. That's good to hear. Yeah, I probably could get some volunteer moderators as well. But I want to have people who if you're gonna be a moderator, I want you to be familiar with moderating. If I have a moderator for a Minecraft server, I want them to have already done it once before. If I'm a boss right now, I'm if I'm a boss, I'm listen. What experience do you have? You're literally getting hired to be, the moderator for this. I gotta make sure you know what you're doing if you're gonna get in a scrapey situation. You got somebody who literally hacks into the server or something like that. Minecraft server to me almost feels higher stakes than the Discord does. To the degree that like the Discord server was just a communication base. It was kind of like a community thing, and that was cool. But there wasn't a lot of like inherent fun coming out of that. A Minecraft server is inherent fun, right? Like you're inherently playing a video game. It's inherently a community space, but it's also a fun space. And people can ruin each other's fun so bad, right? Like a troll going in and I know there's you have to look up all the plugins that you can get for a Minecraft server. You gotta look up like, oh hey, one of my favorite plugins I think I've ever experienced in a Minecraft server was the the property ownership plugin, basically. It sounds like the most capitalistic thing in the world, but it's the thing that protects you from having trolls come in and destroying your base. Is making it to where like you as a player could place down a plot, and that plot was only owned by you or anybody that you allowed to edit it. And so no random person could come in and like destroy your house, because as long as you build in your plot, you're good. And by getting server points in that server, you can make your plot bigger. And so there's a lot of stuff like that. So making sure that like people can't ruin each other's fun, that people don't, build something inappropriate, like, giant penises or something like that. Like every Minecraft server goes to that. And I'm like, listen, I gotta have moderation. I gotta have the right like plugins installed to this server. It's gonna be so much overhead. And that's why I'm talking about running a Minecraft server. That's what I'm talking about. Which I realize if you just came in randomly, you're just talking about some of this stuff out of context is probably the wildest thing you've ever heard me say on a live stream. So, but yeah, it's like I think it'd be cool and fun, but I might only be able to do it for like a couple of months, right? Like be like, okay, let's have a Minecraft server and we'll have it for like 3 months, because that's all I can budget. That's all I can budget with like mental bandwidth for that. But it'd be cool, right? If everything's working, if all of those safeguards are in place, and we're making sure that people can have fun and not have their time ruined by other people. The demonetization logo is knocking on my door. So yeah. In fact, you know what? Let's just go ahead and play some other music at this point. If we're gonna get demonetized, might as well play some fun music, right? Ooh, shoot. Do we have? Nah, I don't have any cool things. I don't want to get the stream muted, because that would be less fun. I don't know. I got nothing to play. That otherwise. Let me see. Let me just go through my playlist here. Still a piece of garbage. I don't know if you guys have heard this song. It's a good one. I don't know. I don't want to play anything with lyrics just because then I have to talk over lyrics, and I'm very, very bad at doing that. I'm very, very bad at doing that. So I'm gonna just keep it going as it is. Keep our normal music. Ooh, here we go. This is a good one. Let's add that. A lot of couple things. Alright, neat. I've literally added 2 songs to the queue. It's not really that much. Hearing Jonathan talk about private stuff is the most cursed thing I've heard in a while. Well, the thing, that's like, bro play Five Nights at Freddy's VR again? Dude, that was intense, but also, it was interesting because it was kind of exhausting a little bit. There's something about going through kind of a scary environment like that, but also like waiting for the scary to happen to a certain degree. Like, it's funny that I didn't expect. I think it was easier to do the first times playing it. The very first time I played Five Nights at Freddy's VR, it was like it was legitimate. Like I don't know how YouTubers do it. Like when YouTubers play games over and over and they act like it's their first time. Like, dude, that's so fake. There's no way. You are a very good entertainer to put on that show over and over, because it is hard. My second and third, I think I've done 3 live streams. Yeah, you still hear me from that day playing that fellow, yeah. That was frightening. So that was the only frightening time of that whole live stream, though, because everything else, like, I'm sitting there and just waiting for the scary to happen. And it was the time that I realized how boring Five Nights at Freddy's can be. It's a wild sentence to say, but if you know, like, Five Nights at Freddy's is its most boring when you don't know what's going on. Straight up, playing the newer versions, that wasn't the first game, and I'm just sitting there in that room, and I'm like, I have no idea what I'm even doing. The level of confusion overwhelms the level of fear. And I'm just like, yeah, this is really boring until the jump scare happens. Like, there's no anticipation, there's no, like, ambient music. I'm just listening to, like, an air conditioning vent. And I'm just staring at some holes, and I'm, like, putting the flashlight to it. I'm like, okay, what do I do? Am I supposed to be scared right now? And so, that is really kind of a funny element of playing Five Nights at Freddy's, is that I think I've literally gotten over it. Friday Nights at Freddy's, the jump scares are good. The jump scares are frightening, and that's I think what everybody watches for, right? Like you watch a YouTuber because you want to see them like jump out of their chair and fall off, right? That's why you watch it. It's why I streamed them. I streamed them because I wanted you guys to have fun watching me get scared off my bones. But that scariness is like only put into like specific moments. Maybe I need to play something more like Phasma. I need to play something where the monster is chasing you. Hello Neighbor, I think is one, or Phasmophobia, I think is another. The ones where the monster is chasing you is actually actively scary. And I think that's something that Five Nights at Freddy's actually misses. And I don't know, like, FNAF has done an amazing job. And FNAF is, like, an insanely huge mega brand. So me down-talking it is kind of hilarious. But I do think that the weakness of you being locked off in one position is something that I find boring. Yeah. But so I've been playing basically each day this week. I've played like a couple of matches of Overwatch, and it's been hilarious because the character abilities are so changed up. They've made it very unbalanced, and it's just wildly funny. But then after that, me and Katrina will play a bunch of Stardew Valley, and I've been loving Stardew Valley. Stardew Valley is so relaxing. After a long day where I'm just like really tired, because a lot of these days recently, the work days I put a lot of creative energy out. And I'm just so beat by the end of the day, which is why I'm beat today. Like I'm live streaming right now. I'm just like I can't do more work. I can't stream myself doing more work. And so Garten of Ben, isn't Garten like an app that you can it's a game, right? A game app where you draw stuff, or is that Gartic? There's a Gartic like drawing app or something. Those horror houses where you have to sign a contract with and they waterboard you and stuff. Dude, that's wild. I couldn't imagine the ones where you have to actually like allow yourself to be up for intentional stuff like waterboarding like that. Like if you have to sign a contract because you might trip and fall and hurt yourself, that's fine, right? Like if it's a haunted house where you on your own could hurt yourself by accident, or maybe an actor could accidentally hit you with a prop, that's fine. But if it's like you're signing off because the haunted house is actually going to potentially like catch you in a rope and you might get rope burn or something like that, like that's too far. That is too far for me to go in like a haunted house. I've never gone in a haunted house actually. I've never gone in one, and I don't know. The older I get, the more I'm like, maybe I can understand it. Like the older you get, the more Spogger, what a cursed comment. Imagine getting spring locked IRL. Would it hurt? You would die! Yeah, it hurt a little bit! Oh, it would tickle. It would tickle. You hear your child YouTuber drop the F-bomb. It's so funny, man. Reminder that we're all human. Every YouTuber is a human being. Mr. Krabs is a great Michael Scott choice. SpongeBob as Jim just makes sense as a main character syndrome. Squidward as Dwight. These work out really well, although Dwight could also be Plankton. But Squidward as Dwight makes a lot of sense. I think Plankton could be, what's the guy? What's the really lazy guy? The guy with the chili. No, is he the one with the chili, or is that Dwight? Franklin? Is Franklin his name? I think Squidward could be a good Franklin. I think that's his name. You've been to a Lego haunted house? It was so scary. Kevin? Oh, Kevin, okay. Yeah. So I think Squidward could be a good Kevin, although maybe Bubble Bass for that. But I think Squidward would be a really good choice for that. I've never watched The Office too. My parents love The Office. My brother loves The Office. I just never really watched it. I've seen YouTube clips of it. Like, I've seen little clips from it, and the show looks hilarious. Like, it looks hilarious. I'm pretty sure I'd love it, but, like, just never stopped to watch. Just never took the time. That's true a lot of shows, right? Like, a lot of shows you just don't stop to listen to. You just don't get to take the time for it because there's so much content. There's just so much. And also, if you can't get into the start of it, like, a lot of people are like, watch the first 2 seasons and it gets good. I'm like, bro, I'm not gonna watch, you know, what is that? Like, if you've got a best case scenario 22-minute episode, and there's like 12 episodes per season, like, you want to watch, you want me to watch, like 3 hours per season. You want me to watch, 6 hours of a show before it gets good. Dude, I'm not watching Has Been a Hotel. Partially for a couple specific reasons. Like, as a Christian, which I am, I don't really like the kind of very blatant, obvious, like, the demon depictions and stuff like that. I stick away from, like, anything that has demonic, like, kind of depictions and stuff like that. Which is funny because it also kind of keys into how I enjoy horror. My favorite kind of horror stuff is the stuff that doesn't have to do with demons or spirits and stuff like that. The kind of horror I like is kind of, funnily enough, more freakishly the kind of thing that you could actually interact with, like crazy killers, like the guys in masks with a knife, like that kind of horror is the kind of stuff that I'd actually watch, because once you get like the crazy stuff, it's like, this character is getting possessed by a demon, like, bro. Like, no. I believe that stuff could legitimately exist, and the fictionalization of it and stuff like that is something I'm just not really comfortable with. Friday the 13th would be a great game. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, is there any video game that gets that close to having it beat? Like, I guess Hello Neighbor is the closest, where it's just like a dude who is a serial killer. I don't know how many serial killer games there are out there. Most video games, because it's a game, can get away with being very paranormal. And I think that Slenderman was the first one to really... don't spend $50K on an animation. Yeah. Dude. Oh, man. I mean, we haven't spent a lot of money on this animation. We spent a lot of time, though. Like, we've spent so many work hours on this video. The number is growing, but it grows in horror. What does that mean? Welcome, Alex. How you doing? But yeah, so it's just, you've got like Slenderman was like one of the first very paranormal. It's like, oh, something's happening here, and it's much more like Cthulhu paranormal than it is like ghosts and demons paranormal. And I like that. Like, I love the very fictional, like, everything. If you just put like a tentacle on there, because it's like, octopi are freaky, they squirm weird, and then just make it an alien, I'm like, okay, good. That's very innocently creepy, and it's terrifying in and of its own right, because like you can't understand it. And I think a lot of horror goes that way. A lot of horror likes to go that you can't understand it because it is Cthulhu creepy, that kind of thing. Deltarune is a must play. I have played Undertale. I loved Undertale. Undertale was super fun. I've never played Deltarune. How is Deltarune compared to Undertale? I would assume since it's the second game that he made, it would probably be better. Would I rather get Spring Locked or get Freddy Fazbear? I feel like Freddy Fazbear, you die quicker, right? Like you just get launched. You probably get killed quicker than like the Spring Locked, which you're stuck in there and you slowly die. I think, right? I don't know if there was stuff in his head. Did the head get spring locked too? Because if that happens, it's an instant death. But if it's just his torso, then it's like, no, it's like a slow death, and that sounds horrifying. So it was very, very bad. You never consumed a single piece of. Or if you were here for my Five Nights at Freddy's live stream, then you consumed some FNAF media, technically. But yeah, no, that was the only time I ever played a game, was for the live stream. You didn't miss out on much. You've got all the memes. That's all. Was that the bite of 2024? That's good. My favorite, no joke, my favorite media around the Five Nights at Freddy's universe is the Markiplier memes. I love the Markiplier memes. I don't watch Markiplier. I'm not subscribed to him. I think he's sometimes too cocky and arrogant in some of his media, but like the memes about him are so hilarious. He's got a very funny personality. No wonder he's got millions of billions of YouTuber subscribers or whatever. But yeah, like his memes are perhaps my favorite part of all of Five Nights at Freddy's media, with the exception of the Five Nights at Freddy's like theory videos. Matt Pat's theories videos are really good. You're getting your first tattoo and you turn 16. What are you gonna get? I don't have a single tattoo. I don't think I'm ever gonna get one. I think at the end of the day, I've got all these moles, and I think that's enough body customization for me. I really don't think... There's two elements of that, right? First off, I'm like, I'm customized enough. I don't really need anything more than this. I'm like, it's everywhere. Great. I am my own unique canvas. I don't really feel the need to customize myself anymore. There's also a tertiary thing. There's a third element, but I haven't even mentioned the second element yet. I'm going out of order here. Third element of, I was raised with the belief, which I don't even really believe in, but I was raised on the idea that, you know, getting tattoos is something that's written against in the Bible, and as a Christian, I'm like, yeah, so don't get tattoos, because it says not to. With a bit more biblical scholarly knowledge, I think it's important to approach faith from a smart mindset. I think if you blindly believe, then sure, that technically works, but I don't think it's the best way to go about things, and so I've done my own research and my own, you know, try to be smart about the things that you believe in this world. And the interesting thing about certain old laws in the Bible like that is that they have specific value. For example, none of you probably knew this, but back in the days that they put the law in the Bible where it's like, hey, don't put tattoos on your body. You know why? Because tattoos were of a religious significance back in the year 2000 BC or whatever. 2000 BC. Because back in that time, people would get tattoos for like religious reasons and be like, yo, I've got this tattoo and I believe it does something. You know, it's basically witchcraft, right? Like if you get a tattoo and you sincerely get that tattoo to say like, oh, this is a good luck charm. If you're gonna put a good luck charm on your arm, then yeah, I think that's like anti-Christian, right? Like, I would not do that. Getting standard tattoos that just are cool messages or pretty pictures, that is not the same as the reason. You gotta understand the reason why rules are being placed in the Bible and stuff like that. None of you expected me to go this far into religious philosophy, did you? Do the Gaga-Goo dance. I don't even know what the Gaga-Goo dance is. Do Everywhere at the End of Bikini Bottom challenge. What is that? Because, is that just listening to? I have listened to the entirety. This is a whole nother thing. Should you, wait, if you're saying I get a tattoo of a toilet, I become a toilet. No, I'm saying if you believe that getting a tattoo of a toilet will turn you into a toilet, and then you get that tattoo, and you believe that that tattoo gives you toilet powers, I believe that that is not good. And I believe that that is like a level of spiritualism that is not something human beings should be doing. That is what I believe. If you're gonna get a tattoo of a toilet because it's pretty, and you like tattoo on your arm, then I don't think that's the same thing. The second element, I never said it. I literally could have ended this live stream and I would never had said the second reason I don't want to get a tattoo. I almost forgot to say this. The second reason I don't want to get a tattoo is because I don't think with my moles that there's any good spot on my body to actually put a tattoo. If I put a tattoo on myself, like, it might intersect a mole, like, a new mole might grow when I'm 30 years old. Like, I grow new moles throughout my life. Like, I'm not going to be stuck with this list of moles. Like, this pattern is going to change. It's not going to move. But it's gonna have more added to it. And so, like, if I put a tattoo somewhere on my face, or not my face, if I get that teardrop tattoo, if I get some gangster tattoos, no. But if I put a tattoo on, like, my arm or something, who's to say that in 20 years, a mole grows under that tattoo? I don't know. And that's gonna look awkward. Like there's some, like, a line in the tattoo, and, like, it's awkwardly, like, placed underneath it. I can't predict that. So, I feel like my body is not the optimal kind of body, or at least not the optimal kind of canvas to put a tattoo on. So I just don't think it works out really well. Also, I'm really skinny, and I don't think skinny guys with tattoos, I think skinny guys with tattoos give off the element of, like, what's up? You know, I smoke, you know, cigarettes and stuff like that. Like, you know, like, skinny guys with tattoos kind of get more close to the emo vibe, and that's not me. I feel like I'm nerdy vibe, and I've never been a person who really kind of, like, if I were to ever get a tattoo, it would be a nerd tattoo, right? Like, I'd get, like, a Super Mario tattoo or something like that. Like, I would get, like, here's what I'd get. You know what kind of tattoos I would get? Here's a tattoo that I would get. I wouldn't, but I'd get, like, the Aperture Science logo. That's probably what, a simple little pattern. I don't know where I'd put it. Again, because I'm not a person who even wants to get tattoos in my whole life. But if I were to have that, I would maybe put it, like, I don't know, like right here somewhere. That would look bad. See, being a skinny person means that, like, if I was muscular, tattoos would look cooler, right? People with muscles, tattoos look really fun because they just emphasize the muscle and it makes your muscles look cooler. So if I worked out more, maybe I'd actually be up to getting a tattoo just because then I'd look cooler with it. But I feel like if you're skinny, tattoos just don't work as well. They just don't. I think you, I don't think it works out. If I got a tattoo of famous people, you'd have to be over 15. Like to get a tattoo of someone else on you, that'd be crazy. You have liver spots and they're the worst places to be visible. Yeah, but that's the thing, right? Like, as I've grown up, like, I'm like, first off, I don't need tattoos because in general, I take my moles with pride. Like, you know, there's definitely portions of my teenage life when I was a teenager and I'm like, oh, I want to look cool. I want people to think I'm cool. You know, I don't want to be this weird nerd with a bunch of spots on me. And I really hated my moles when I was like in my teenage years. As an adult now, with all of the confidence of knowing that I, first off, have a wife, and so I don't need to worry about somebody not liking my moles. Right? But secondly, like, I've got that confidence of, like, you know, I've got my life in order, everything's great, and I also realize that some of that stuff just doesn't matter. If somebody thinks I look weird with my moles, their opinion doesn't matter to me. It really, really doesn't matter. And so at the end of the day, I will take it with pride and I say, listen, I look cool. And I got my own little patterns. I got the little dipper on my forehead. Listen, that's pretty cool to me. I'll take that with pride. And I walk around and take it go. What would you think if tattoo could be used as an identification mark? There could be definitely a value to that. I mean, sadly, that's the kind of value you hope never shows up, right? Like if you find a dead body and that dead body has a tattoo and that's how they're able to identify the person, well, better for it. A missing person case got solved and that's nice, but like, that's kind of a scary value. Like, hopefully you're not getting a tattoo just in case you go missing, right? Could be very valuable, ironically. Could be very valuable if you get, like, you know, if something horrible happens, yeah. A tattoo is an identifying mark. Is huge. It's hugely valuable in those kind of cases. Whether it's like a kidnapping and they have like this little bit of footage and they're like, who did this person kidnap? We know kidnapping happened, but who is this? Oh, they have this tattoo. We know who that is. Or in the opposite way, if you commit a crime with an obvious tattoo, it makes it a lot easier to find you. So tattoos can, but I don't think that's like an inherent reason why you should get a tattoo necessarily. Could be. Maybe you're the kind of person who thinks that you're easily, if you think that you are a person who are in danger, yeah, if you think you need a tattoo for that reason, maybe you should. That'd be scary. I am not in the position in life to think that I would need that. But also, my moles are actually a perfectly identifying mark. Everything, like, straight up. Very identifying for me. Your brother has 3 scars from 2 dogs. Now, that is a cool scar compared to mine. You got hit the skin next to your eye on the corner of a dresser. Ouch. Yeah, I got scars from surgery. I've got some surgery scars, which are very awkwardly like placed, you know, right here on my side and right here on my side. And so those were, I think I don't know if I've told this story in the past. I had a thing called an inverted sternum, as I think what it's called. It's when as you're growing up, your rib cage kind of grows too fast. And what it happens is it grows into itself, and so as I was growing up in my teenage years, my rib cage, the points of it pressed into each other, and then the rest of it was still trying to grow and stretch. You know, all that calcium. I was having too much calcium. Don't drink too much milk, everybody. And so the bones were bending like this. They were bending in towards each other. And so the middle of my sternum was pointing in towards all of my wonderful internal organs. You know, all those juicy, wonderful, scrumptious organs that keep me alive. It didn't really cause any discomfort or anything, not at the time. It would have going forward. Like, actually, I do think I had an issue with breathing. Breathing was a little bit harder before I had the surgery to fix that. Let me see. I think it's called inverted sternum. I think that's it. It might not be. It is. Yeah. Mine was not as bad as, like, if you Google inverted sternum, so many of these are way worse. Here's a picture. Here, if you guys get grossed out by people's chests, then look away for a half second. But this is actually a really good example of what it looks like. Like, the chest just caves in a little bit. Here's an insane example. Mine was not this bad. This guy looks like he got punched by a superhero. Oh my gosh. But like no, the more simple example is like that, and that's what mine was when I was a teenager. Is that it was starting to grow in like that. And so they had this thing called the Nuss procedure, which is just named by some guy who invented it. Dr. Nuss, whatever his name was. And so what they do is like braces. They, oh! Do I have this? I think I still have the metal bar. So what they did in the surgery, and I had this in middle school. This was when I was going to the 8th grade. So I went to the hospital, and they cut right here, and they cut right here. And they put a metal bar under the skin, and maybe even under the bone. I'm not sure if the bar was under the bone or outside of the bone. I think it was outside of the bone. So it was in between the skin and the muscle, and that wouldn't make sense. Maybe it was. I have no idea where they put it. But they cut through underneath entirely. So there was this hollow portion. Hey, I'm sorry, I'm telling you something cool. So they put a metal bar in, and then instead of, braces you do slowly. Braces you just like, okay, we'll tighten it a little bit, and then come back in like a month, we'll tighten it a bit more. You know what they did with the surgery? Pop! In one surgery. It wasn't a pop, it was more like all right, let's probably tighten his bones and slowly bend his chest back into position. And then I lived for like half a year with that metal bar in my chest. I lived with that bar in my chest because then I basically had braces in my bones. I had chest braces, and so that was so painful. I mean, obviously I was asleep for the surgery. Like, they don't be like, all right, kid, get ready, let's pop them bones. No. I was asleep for the surgery, but I did wake up and like, oh my gosh, I had like a couple of months of absolute pain. You don't realize parts of your body that really are interacted with each other. Like the chest pain that I felt at that time was so bad that I couldn't get up in the morning. Like if I'm laying down in bed, you don't realize that like just getting out of bed takes up a lot of chest muscles. I'm talking about muscles now, Wanapon. If you're squeamish about it, you can mute the video. but I'm talking now just about other elements of it. But like you don't realize how much you use your chest muscles or something like that. And so getting out of bed every morning, I had to prevent myself from like getting hurt. It's kind of crazy. I had to like stop myself from incurring pain. And so what I'd do to get out of bed is like I'd be laying down, I'd bring my knee up, and then I'd grab the base of my knee, and I would like teeter-totter. And that way I was not changing any of the muscle. Like I wasn't bending my spine, I wasn't changing. I would just teeter-totter like this to get up out of bed and then move out. And I'm gonna remember that for the rest of my life. It's kind of hilarious that it's not gonna leave me. Your last message? Okay, so you were little. Sorry, a burp came through. When you were little, you were sitting on your dresser and you were watching the old Sonic the Hedgehog cartoon. Oh my gosh, these burps keep coming. And you were leaning back and forth, and the whole dresser fell on top of you. Woo! You were leaning back and forth on the dresser? How did the dresser fall? Oh, you were sitting on the dresser. Oh! Woo! So did it fall on your legs or something? Because I could see you like falling forward or falling back. Like that sounds crazy, man. Were there any restrictions I had? Well, in general, it was just the pain. And it was more the muscular pain because, like, the doctors went in, they ripped me. Because there was only 2 openings and it was on my side. So really, it's just that there was a bunch of separation of the skin to the bone there. And so that was painful. And then I had more pain later because obviously the bar's not there anymore. I'm not living the rest of my life with a metal bar in my chest. I do have the metal bar. It's somewhere in this house. I don't know where it went, but I still have it somewhere. And it's so funny to have, and it's just this big steel bar. What's super funny about it is that they use the medical kind of metal, and I don't know what it is, but there's a medical kind of metal that they use so that you can go through metal detectors and not like ring the metal detector. I thought, because I had it in my chest for maybe a year or half a year or something, and I went on like an airplane one time, and I had a bunch of trips, and you'd think, oh gosh, I've got this big piece of metal in me. Is it gonna ring the metal detector? What's funny is that when I went through the metal detector, I could actually see, like, through the airport, like, you can see the scan, and you see there's this, like, if you go through a metal detector, like, the kind of metal that's on your belt will ring the metal detector. It's, like, red on the metal detector. It's like, oh, you've got this bad thing on you! But then the surgery bar in my chest, that was, like, a different color. It was, like, blue or something. It's like, we detect that it's there. Hey, TSA, just know that this person has a thing in their chest. But we know that it's the medical, like, metal. And I'm like, whoa. I'm like, okay, that's crazy. But so yeah, I never actually got really stopped for it. Like, they just kind of looked at it and they knew what it was. I don't know, because this isn't a very common procedure, so I don't know how many people walk around with metal in their chest. I was a cyborg! I was a cyborg for a year. Kind of. It wasn't robotics, right? So I guess I wasn't really a cyborg, but I was, I don't know. I mean, I had, I don't know what you would call that. It was a temporary, piece of me. But it wasn't there for forever, so I don't think you could call it like a prosthetic or something like that. But I did have something that wasn't me, part of me. You have a bar in your chest? Really? Like the same thing you're talking about, or probably for some different procedure, might not be the exact same thing. But yeah, so those are the only scars I've got in my body. Well, not quite true. I do have a different scar, and this comes from an actual action-adventure moment. A proper cool guy situation happened when I got this scar. You know, you should have seen the other guy kind of situation here. So I was skateboarding. Right? Oh yeah, this is a great start of the story. I was skateboarding, and this is pretty early on to me skateboarding. My brother gave me a skateboard when I got into college because I wanted a faster way around campus, and I'd always wanted to skateboard all my life. I played Tony Hawk Pro Skater a whole bunch when I was younger. Skateboarding was the coolest darn thing to me. Still today, I think skateboarding is the coolest thing. I still watch skateboarding videos every so often. I haven't been on Instagram for a long time because I kind of quit social media. When I was on Instagram, my Instagram feed was nothing but cat videos and skateboarding videos and like parkour. I love parkour and skateboarding. I love seeing people like pushing the human body to its really awesome limits, and it's just so cool to see. Read the last message. You got off of it. Oh, it fully fell on you. Yeah, absolutely. What did you miss? It's basically been a chatting stream. I started drawing SpongeBob for a bit, but it's been a long day. I'm really tired. But we are going to do a SpongeBob. In fact, I might finish talking about some stories when we do a SpongeBob art, just because to get around that time for the stream to be done. Pectus excavatum. Oof. Interesting. Excavatum. They finding some dinosaurs down there? What are they excavating? That's crazy. So that's the same thing. That's the same thing that I had. Yeah. So you had the... So you're saying you had the exact same surgery for the exact same condition that I had? Dude, no, Austin, if you're telling the truth, then you're actually saying you have the exact same thing that I went through. That is, you went through the same thing. How painful was that? And how long have you had the bar? Did you have the surgery recently? Because I don't remember having the bar for more than like a year. I feel like I only had it for like a year or two, maybe at maximum. It wasn't that big of a span of my life that I actually had it in me. That's wild. If you're telling the truth, I'm really curious to hear. Like, that's crazy. You want to... By the way, that surgery was way better to have when you're younger. Some adults end up having that surgery, and like, your bones are literally bendier when you're a kid. you don't think of these things, but your bones are bendier when you're a kid. So doing that procedure when you're younger is way better. There are people who just ignore that, or unfortunately, there's people who end up having their bones do the thing, and their spine goes in, or not their spine, their spine goes in, no, but their chest will go in when they're older, and they didn't have that problem their whole life, but then later in life they get that, well, you've just got tougher bones when you're older, and so now it's going to hurt more, but, okay. You said you still have the bar, also it hurt for a few weeks, now it doesn't anymore. So, but that's cool. That's crazy that you had the same thing. I don't think that's very common. That's not a very common medical condition, nor is it a common procedure. So that's great. Did I take painkillers? I probably did in the first week. Yeah, I probably did. You want to start a project when you get older to go to actual Bikini Atoll and fully make Bikini Bottom City in the ocean? Dude, big project. Good luck. You had a trip to a theme park and you were running in flip-flops, messed up your knees really bad, and the first aid crew had to come. Rule number 1, never run with flip-flops on. That actually reminds me of a big... So I didn't finish my story. One of the scars I still have to this day is actually pretty much gone, actually. Yeah. You can it's barely there. It just looks like a birthmark now. It's just a dark patch of skin. It's on my ankle. I was skateboarding, and I went off a ledge, and as I went off, I landed in a wheelie, but then went too far, and the board fully fell out from under me. I'm in a parking lot right now, like careening towards cars, and the ground is like this, and I go sideways, and instead of landing on my foot, I'm landing sideways. My ankle is the first thing to touch the ground, and I fall a good couple of feet, and I slide, and I'm scraping the ground, and my ankle scrapes the concrete for at least like a foot or two, and then I land down fully, and I'm like hitting the ground. That fall was so bad that it like fully scratched off so much of my ankle. Like a big scar was there, and I still have it to this day. It's been 6 years or 7 years later now. And what's really crazy about it is I burnt the sock. There's a hole in that sock, and I think I might still have that sock. And that sock, you know, I friction burned literally burnt it. Like there's a hole and then there's like a burnt edge around the fabric where as if you just put a lighter to it because it got friction burnt on the concrete, which is probably hot concrete in the middle of the summer as well. But so it's funny that still to this day I've got this scar in my foot that if I put that sock on, the hole perfectly lines up. It's really funny. But very simple. I just made a big oopsie on a skateboard. Alright, let's go ahead and get a SpongeBob art going. Thanks for hanging out, everybody. Pretty simple stream today. Alright, let's get our streaming wheel. This is story time. It was story time, and I'm happy you guys were here with it. What's your guys' favorite soda? I happen to like cream soda. It's not my absolute favorite, because my absolute favorite... Oh, BoJack Horseman style, interesting. My absolute favorite is the Sprite Tropical, which is a rare flavor, which literally only comes out like once a year in a random month, and I never know when it comes out. BoJack Horseman style. It's gonna be really interesting. TXT. Nope. TXT. Put it up. BoJack Horseman style is our style, and for the content, we're gonna get Dr. Pepper and ginger ale. Ooh, very nice. SpongeBob art already, yes. Fanta's good. Dr. Pepper I really do like. I've gotten into Dr. Pepper a lot more recently. Oh my gosh. Speaking of The Office, SpongeBob dressed up as Dwight from The Office holding a spatula encased in Jell-O. Great. Great! Alright, so we'll pull up BoJack Horseman characters. Awesome. BoJack Horseman characters have been pulled up. Oh, this is such a oddly detailed cartoon. It's gonna be difficult to do. I'll do my best. And now, I'm also gonna pull up Dwight with Jell-O. Dwight Jell-O stapler. Was it yellow Jell-O? I thought it was red. My mental image remembered it being red. You like The Office, you watch clips of it, yeah. Mug root beer is good. Mug root beer is very good. A&W is really good too, though. I don't remember which one I like more. I think I like Mug more. One of them is more poppy than the other. And the other's more sweet and kind of tame. And we've tamed the root beer. We've tamed it. Okay. Cool. Let's draw SpongeBob. Mellow Yellow? No, I don't really like Mellow Yellow. I don't like Mellow Yellow. I don't like Mountain Dew. Those are too intense. They're too intense for my taste buds. My taste buds can't handle the intensity. Nah, I just don't like them as much. Which is funny because I really like citrus. Citrus is my favorite flavor of almost anything. I love citrus stuff. Love it absolutely. Oh, you're saying that the what? That the Jell-O in The Office was made out of Mellow Yellow? I would not have known that. Alright. There we go. This is probably the worst way I could have done the timer, but it's up there. Let's draw SpongeBob in BoJack Horseman style as Dwight holding the yellow stapler in the thing. Okay. First off, how do they do hands? Hands are kind of realistic-y. So, let's just draw the eyes first. So we've got that. How do they do glasses? Looks like the glasses will be fully separate from the eyes. And then pupils are going to be like this. Nose. A nose is going to be... They have very realistic-y noses. So we're going to go kind of like this. And then he's going to be Dwight, so he's going to have those glasses. I don't know how the Dwight glasses should be shaped. That's probably gonna be good. This also reminds me of just SpongeBob's normal, like jellyfishing glasses, which kind of works out well. And yeah, we're good with that. Boom. Should I do Dwight's hairline, like, on SpongeBob? I gotta figure out what to do for that. Okay, so the mouth. Oh my gosh, the human beings have, like, different kinds of mouths, and the cartoon, the animals have different kinds of mouths. So we're just gonna go with, like, that? What's funny is that there's actually a character who's got, like, buck teeth, it seems. So kind of replicating that. These are the worst buck teeth I've ever done. There we go. Look like Hank Hill a little bit here. Looking a bit odd. Propane and protein accessories. Alright. Now, all these characters have black outline, so I'm actually gonna go with a black outline. It's gonna be the most upsetty spaghetti SpongeBob I've ever drawn. Thank you for the bless yous! Crash Bandicoot! Oh, that could be really fun. Yeah, that could be really fun to play. And I mean, I just have to do that for the body. Now, granted, I could do a realistic arm here, and it's gonna be a suit, so we might as well. No, I gotta do like elbows. Alright, there's that. And we'll fill this in with a little gray. He's gonna be wearing a nice gray suit. We'll give it the lines. Play Pajama Sam? That has the late night stream. That has to be a late. Oh, the day that I do late night streams. I don't know, because there's definitely a lot of more games that don't fit the SpongeBob audience, shall we say. I don't know if I'll ever play those on stream. I feel like that's just the kind of games that I play on my own. Like, for example, I know there's a huge... Dude, the internet's gonna explode when Grand Theft Auto 6 comes out. There's gonna be some crazy stuff coming from that. I'm certain it's gonna have, like, the new crazy thing that they somehow got away with. There's gonna be some new, you know, scene in it that people are gonna be like, oh, I can't believe they put that in the game. It's gonna be, oh, it's probably gonna be horrible. It's probably gonna be really bad. But we get to look forward to that, huh? The internet absolutely exploding. And that game comes out and turns out to be a Grand Theft Auto game. As one would expect. What else could you possibly expect? So he's kind of got this, like, green, yellowish-green color combo going on here. He's very Slytherin, isn't he? Alright. He's Dwighting it up. He's Dwight the one. Oh, I don't have my color palettes anymore after I updated the program! Oh no. Oh no, I lost my color palettes. I gotta get those back. Oh, this art is gonna be ruined because of that. Sorry, everybody. Well, let's be honest, it probably would have been ruined just because I'm doing a bad job. I don't think it's the art's fault that I'm doing this level of quality. Why did you do this? No, wait, no, it's Jim. Jim, why have you done this to me? Jim, I trusted you. Jimward, look what you've done to me. I'm just a man. No, wait. Jimmy boy. Easily, yeah. Jimbo! Jimbo, you're going to the Shadow Realm. Alright, how are we gonna do Dwight's hair? Let's go with... Yeah? Something like that? Get a little Jimmy Jim. I don't know what I'm talking about anymore. I don't know what I'm talking about anymore. I'm ready to relax for the day. Oh dear, this is not gonna be good. I just, yeah, that's better. That's better. Wow. Ah! What art? What art have I created? Alright, so we've got the sleeve. We'll make a hand. Holding a plate. You don't need to make the plate that big. Excuse me. Why are the lines not drawing? Oh, because I'm in the wrong painting mode. Alright. Build this, please. And then do that. Actually fill it with white. Make a little line. And now the Jello. Oh, that's bad. That's bad Jello. I can do better with Jello than that. You know, one of the best. You guys ever watch Cloudy with a Chance of Meatballs? You know the Jello castle he makes? Yeah, that's a good scene. Love that Jello castle in Cloudy with a Chance. I don't know what I'm talking about anymore. Oh boy. Alright, stapler. How does one draw a stapler? Like that, right? That's a stapler? Just fill it with the right colors. What's the color of the stapler? Is it red? It's just black, so... Boo. Oh gosh. I'm so just rushing it to get this done. Alright. That's what I got! That's... It's something! Wow. There he is. I guess we're gonna use a beige background color, right? Just gotta replicate that office environment. Let's find a nice beige. How's that? Not beige enough! Not beige enough. No. Let's bring it higher and more yellow. Yeah! There we go. Wow. Alright, well there you go. That's another piece of something. Another piece of art. Another piece of fine dining. I don't know. Thanks for being here, everybody. We're gonna figure out what we're gonna do for streams going forward. I know if you guys do want to see more SpongeBob games, I'll get to play more SpongeBob games because we do have fun with them. It's just, it's the installing them to my computer part that's really tough. It's been very difficult to get some of these SpongeBob games working, and so that's my main issue. But we're gonna work on that. We're gonna see what we can do going forward. Thanks for being here, everybody. I'll see you all in the next live stream, which is not gonna be this Saturday because I am going to be busy. But I'll have some good stories. So I'm going to be doing something fun on Saturday, and the next time I have a live stream, I can tell you all about the stories that I have during that, because I'm doing something big and fun, and it's going to be really fun. And me and Katrina are going out with me, Katrina, and Winnie are going to go out and have a fun time. So I'll tell you all those stories on the real next live stream, which I don't know when that's going to be. Maybe Wednesday. See y'all and have a good one. Without further ado, peace out. Wow!